Hi guys, I am back, and when I say back, I mean back. I am back in my hometown because I've completed the tour with Michael Kiwanuka. So check it out here. So guys, I am back finally from my third tour, which was with Michael Kiwanuka. I am so happy to be home, not because I didn't have a good time, but it is so amazing to sleep in my own bed. So we did a short UK tour with Michael Kiwanuka, and we started in Manchester, then we went up to the Gateshead, we did Glasgow, we did Bristol, we did Cambridge, and then finally we ended the tour in London in the Royal Albert Hall, which was kind of epic. So I am going to explain to you what it's like touring on a tour bus. The upside with Michael is that because I've known him for so long, it was so easy just to work with him. Michael doesn't normally have BVs on his tours, so this was the first tour he had done with us, and it was fantastic. We got to see, I mean, I'm kind of a person that goes to explore, so I went in and had a look around the cities that we were in, and I just had a look at what the vibe was. And to be honest, I realized that the type of venue has a massive effect on the crowd, because there was a couple of venues where the crowd was seated and it was really quiet, like everybody was really attentive and paying attention, and they were quite quiet in terms of like crowd participation. And then in the standing venues, everybody was like up, clapping, shouting out in the crowd. Funnily enough, when we did the show in Glasgow, the most pierced woman in the world was at the front of the gig, and I have to say, when I glanced over, it freaked me out a little bit. Not to say that she freaked me out, but it was just a bit of a shock to see. So there was a few moments where I was like, oh my God, oh my God. But all in all, the tour was fantastic. So we left rehearsal on the Friday night. We traveled up to Manchester, and I keep stressing it, guys, but I actually really don't like sleeping on a tour bus. And the reason why I don't like it is because, one, you're in a bunk and it kind of feels like a coffin, and I don't mean to be morbid, but you're literally in a long box and it's got two curtains on the side which you draw when you go to sleep, and that is basically where you sleep for the night. They've got a light in there, they've got a plug socket in there, they've got a vent in there like with air conditioning from the bus, and they've got like a little pocket that you can put things in just in case you want to read at night or if you want to use your phone or whatever. So that's kind of the layout of the bunk. And then like at night, it just goes pitch black. All the lights get turned out, doors get shut because the bunks are divided into two. And there's 16 bunks in total, and the bus was full, so every bunk was taken. So it kind of feels like you're really boxed in when you're sleeping. And then when the bus starts moving, it's like jerking around, and I don't really sleep well in buses, basically. And then I'm an early bird, so I get up and then I feel like I can't disturb people, so I have to get off the bus. It's just a crazy dynamic. So I tended to get up really early, go into the venues and shower, which is another drama in itself. The first thing is that you have to come off the bus looking so disheveled, like I look right now. The bus is dark. I couldn't see to take my makeup off properly, so I had to walk the streets into the venue looking like this, which is not cute. And then you have to use the venue showers because obviously there's no shower on the bus. And whilst it might not be that bad, this is it. This one is one of the nicer ones, I must add, but they ain't cute sometimes. Because you get crew washing in there, you get all other kinds of people washing in there, so I like to get there first. I think I'm the first person to shower in this room, which makes it great. So yeah, that was bus life. I tended to get off the bus as quickly as I could, and so once I'd gone into the venue, showered, I would go and explore the city. Touring is that you get to see cities and places that you've never seen before. So I'm off to go explore Bristol a little bit and see what Bristol has to offer. And I've got my Fitbit on. The tendency can be when you're on a tour bus to sit on the bus all the time and not to move around, so I'm gonna do a bit of walking, rack up some steps, make sure I get some exercise in because I don't want to roll home. While I was away, I was really, really homesick. You know, you start to miss home when you're away for ages. And I was getting to that point where like I miss my friends, I miss my family, I miss being at home and my creature comforts. I miss having a washing machine to wash my clothes. So that was hard, and obviously the people that you travel with, although you get on and you know, you work together, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're your people or your friends. So you have to adapt, and often you don't really know them that well anyway. So to be able to interact with them is always an effort. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It means it's almost like when you meet someone for the first time, you have to be very tactful with the way you speak to them. So that was tricky. But, you know, as a result of being on the tour bus and spending time with these people, I definitely got to know people better, made some new friends and connected with some people who I probably will work with in the future. So that was the real cool thing about it as well. But the shows themselves were phenomenal. Michael is a great artist. His music is incredible. He's a lovely guy. His team are really lovely too. And everybody knows what they need to do and just execute it. And I love that about his team. Michael sold out all of the venues that we went to. He actually also celebrated his birthday. So we did a show in Bristol on his birthday. And it was so cool because the crowd sang happy birthday to him.
It's Michael's birthday today.
You know, everyone was like really cool because it was actually his 30th birthday, which is kind of a big deal. We did the final show in the Royal Albert Hall. Now, Michael had never played in the Royal Albert Hall, so for him, it's a big deal. And obviously, I'm so happy for him because he sold it out, had an incredible night. There were strings, had 8 strings in total. There was a choir in the beginning of the show. The lights were incredible. The venue looked so... to see it, you couldn't even begin to imagine how it felt.
On your far right, Miss Emily Holligan on the VP.
There was all these people at the floor of the actual venue was full. All the seating on all of the tiers were full. They even opened up the gallery, which they don't normally do, which shows you how amazing he is and how great his music is and how much people love him. He's got incredible fans, and I mean, to be honest, for me to see one of my friends do that well and be so successful is actually heartwarming, because it's like he deserves it. He totally deserves it. So I am now at the end of my tours, guys. I have to say that I am super fatigued. I feel like my next move will be to take some downtime and just get my head together, put myself back in home mode. And then I've got a few other gigs that I need to learn material for, so I've got to take that slowly and get that done. So yeah, I'm really happy to be back. This completes the tour diaries, guys. Thank you so much for watching and being with me on the tour. I'm kind of back home now, so we'll kind of resume our usual vlog format. But there's going to be lots of new things happening, so stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button below to stay up to date with all the videos that we post. We post every single Wednesday. Also, we're on social media. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Google+, or whatever platform you like, we're there. So interact with us there. And guys, all that remains for me to say is bye.